Hello, my lovelies. Happy Wednesday. I hope you're all okay. Oh, didn't turn my phone off, did I? Just putting clips back onto Dave's ears. Just realised they were everywhere. Hope everyone's fine. Hope you're all keeping warm on this very chilly Wednesday. After having such a beautiful day on Monday, yesterday and today, it's been horrible down here. It's been nasty. We've been busy in the shop. We've had two reps. We've had the Lewis & Irene rep in this morning, and we've had the Stylecraft rep in this afternoon. He was still there, so I ran over to do this. So yeah, we've had a busy morning. First things first, there is going to be a little 24-hour sale. Okay, it's the last one for this week. I have just, and because we're using jelly rolls today for this block, I've just put all the jelly rolls on 20% off. So they're on right now, and they'll be coming off at 1 o'clock tomorrow before Sara goes live tomorrow. So there's 20% off all jelly rolls on our website and in the shop if you come in the shop. 20% off all jelly rolls between right now and tomorrow lunchtime. Okay, 1 o'clock I'll take it off. So it's not, oh hi Eileen, it's not great weather there either, is it lovely? Oh, I'm not surprised. It's freezing. I'm absolutely frozen today, and I got like 4 layers on. I got vest tops under me, dress in all sorts. Hi Jean, hi Jane, hi Anne, hello my darlings. Hi Kate, hello lovelies. So yeah, I think that was it. Busy with the reps. Some lovely new fabrics coming in soon. This new thing from Lewis & Irene. I'm not going to tell you now, I'm going to wait. But oh, I tell you what, it's genius idea. Never seen it before. It's absolutely flipping genius. Loved it. So hi Sarah, hello lovely. Hi Carolyn, hi Patricia. Oh, it's raining up by you as well, Jean, is it? Oh, lovely. Jean, how do you pronounce it? Is it Gervan or Gervan? Me and Sarah were arguing, but debating it the other earlier on. We couldn't remember which way round you said it. So how you pronounced it? You're still in Jamaica, so it's breakfast time there, Barbara. Well, I'm not jealous in the slightest. Honestly, I'd be having a lush time. So we're going to crack straight on with it, because we're actually going to cut some pieces as well today. I'm calling this block Square Peg and a Square Hole, because I couldn't work out what to do with it, and I'm still trying to work on some jelly roll patterns. So this is not what to call it. So this is something I've been playing with. So we're going to have a little go at this block. It's Gervan. Thanks, Jean. Cheers. Hi, Claire. Hello, my darling. Hang on, I'm just going to check why Sarah's texting me. Why is Sarah texting me? Let's have a little look. Let me see. 2 seconds, my darlings. Why is Sarah? Oh, no, don't worry. It's fine. It was Sean. It's all good. So I was just panicking then that Sarah was texting me saying something wasn't working. So what we're going to do is we're going over to the overhead over here, and this is the block we're going to do today. I've called it Square Peg in a Square Hole. All right, and it uses all of a jelly roll. It's all jelly roll size pieces plus a little bit of background fabric. When you put them together, they make some really lovely, really interesting secondary patterns and stuff. Okay, you get these lovely like little sort of almost like circles happening with these whites and everything. So we're going to go through we're going to cut it together as well, because I made 2 of them, and then I thought, well, I started to cut it and I thought, no, let's cut it together. So first things first, from your background fabric, you want 8 2.5-inch squares. Just a real quickie. So because it was a little echoey in here, Drew said for me to put the radio on quietly in the background. It helps dampen the sound. Can you hear the radio? Is it distracting? Does it need to go down at all? Let me know in the comments, guys. So you want 8 2.5 by 2.5-inch squares in your background fabric. And then fabric 1, so I've just gone through my jelly roll and I'm doing each block in a different bits of my jelly roll. Okay, so it'll all coordinate, but it'll be, each block will be slightly different. So I'm going to use this one as fabric A, and from this one I need roller, rotary cutter. I need 4 2.5 by 4.5s. So I'm going to go up to the 4.5 twice is 9, so I'm going to line up that 9 just there. Line up horizontal along the edge there, like that. And then I can go to my 4.5, like that. Remember, we do that because moving the fabric as least as possible, okay? So there's my 4 2.5 by 4.5s in fabric A, and then I want 4 2.5 inch squares as well. So 2.5 and 2.5 is, because this is doubled, I'm going to do all my cutting ones, is 5. So I've got my 5-inch line on that cut edge, and then down to the 2.5 like that, lining it all up. So there's my 4 2.5s. That bit will go in another block in the centre, so put that aside. From fabric B, I want 4.5 inch by 2.5 again, and I need 4, so up to my 9 there. So I'm using the Shaw's jelly roll because I've got one here and I'm trying to use up some of my scraps rather than opening a new jelly. I thought, no, let's do the blocks in this. So I need a new blade in this rotary cutter. Definitely need a new blade. I need to get one. So I've got 4 2.5 by 4.5s in B. And then in C, which is this one, I need 4 2.5 inch squares. Okay, so using this little stripe, so I'm just going to trim off the selvage first, get rid of that bit there, like that, into the bin. So how are you all? Everybody okay? Hi Claire, how are you? No problem with the radio, brilliant. Is this the Shaw's jelly roll? It is lovely. This is the Shaw's one. Fab. I'm hoping that just by having the radio on really quietly in the background, it doesn't help. Apparently it helps dampen the sound, and it shouldn't be quite as echoey. So I've got 4 2.5 inch squares in C. Move all those out of the way. And then D and E, I need 2 2.5 inch squares each. So I'm going to cut these together. So I'm going to line them up like that. Just trim that edge nice and straight. Just take a teeny bit off the end like that, just to straighten it up. And I can cut them together. And I want 2.5, only 2 of each of these. So there we go. So that's all the cutting done for one block. So you can see I've got 2 in D and 2 in E. Okay. So first things first, we're going to take the B 4.5s and the A 4.5s, and we're going to chain piece those together. All right, so we're going to go over to the machine. We're going to put them right sides together on the long edge, like that. Okay, and stitch down. Okay, so I'm going to do that on all of those. So over we go to the machine, all the way over here. Hi Heather, how are you, lovely? How's everybody been? Have you all been okay? I was looking at the little debate on Gigglers earlier about teas. How you like your tea and your coffee, and whether you're a milky tea or a strong tea girl. So I definitely like it well brewed, but I like a decent amount of milk in it. So there we go. And then I'm going to add this one on, like that, and just chain piece these. You should have 4 pairs. At least being in my new room, I'm out of the way of little man, because he's up and about, and I've snuck in here and I've shut the door, and he doesn't want to sit on my lap and do it. I mean, don't get me wrong, I don't mind him doing that, but sometimes he wants to do it while I'm doing the 1 o'clock, and that doesn't really work. There we go, and then the last one, like that. So this is loads of chain piecing, so this is definitely a quilt that you could do. I worked out, you'd get about 24 blocks out of a sorry, I've got hiccups. 24 blocks out of a jelly roll, so you'd make a really nice size quilt with this. There we go, and then I'm just going to snip those apart, like that. I can hear him, he's definitely up. And back over to the overhead, hopefully we're over here. And then I've got 4 of these. So what I'm going to do is just iron these out. It doesn't matter which way you iron them, okay? So just gently press these out. So I'm just going to go to the slightly darker. Ooh, don't do that though. Wrinkled all that up. There we go. Just iron that out like that. Okay. So how is everybody? You liking my sewing studio? Thank you, darling. I'm loving my new sewing studio. Apparently it's called The Office, according to my husband, but yeah, that's not staying, is it? Here we go, like that. So you should have 4 of those little rectangles, all the same. Okay, next little thing, we are going to put together the centre. Okay, and this is where you need fabrics D and E, just those 2 little ones like that. So we're going to make a little 4 patch like that. Okay, so we're going to put that one to that one and chain piece, and that one to that one to chain piece. Like that, stitch down. We're going back over to the machine. This is, oh, ow, that was my knee. I haven't got used to the fact that there's a table leg right where the bit that I need to move from the cutting table to the sewing machine. Because of the length of the desk, we had to put a couple of extra legs in because the sewing machine was like bouncy, 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 bouncy. It was horrendous, and we had to put some extra legs in, and I keep knocking my knee. There we go. So a little 4 patch like that. And I'm not going to go back over, I'm not going to finger press them, so I'm going to do them both towards the darker fabric. So just finger press that one over that way, and then finger press that one over that way, like that. And then we're going to put them right sides together and then nest that centre seam. So get that in, again, pin if you like, guys, but I don't bother, you know I don't. I can't be bothered to find the pins half the time. So, here we go, all the way down, like that. And there's my first little one. How's everybody doing? Everybody okay? Are you all alright? I'm going to come back over here and we're going to do that little trick with the 4 patch. So, I hope you guys can see, but I'm just going to take those, on that seam, take that little stitch out there, flip it, and take that stitch there as well. Come on, flip it out. And what that allows you to do, which I know we've done loads of times before, is to make the seams go in opposite directions. You get that tiny little 4 patch in the centre, but it means everything lies nice and flat. So give that a press. So there's my centre done. Now we're going to make the corner blocks. Now we're going to make the colour that you've used here, so fabric A, you want in the top left of these, like that. So I'm going to put that one like that, and then you're going to put a background square, and then you want your fabric C like that, and then a fabric square, and you're going to make 4 of those little blocks. Okay, so right sides together like that, stitch those down, and we're going to make another little 4 patch exactly like we did here. Okay, so but I'm going to do all of those in one go, so I'm going to take them all with me and you're going to have to talk to me while I do it. Perhaps put some wadding around the legs so you don't hurt yourself. Oh, that's actually a really good idea. As I slide my chair across to get to the machine, I just keep knocking my knee, and it's just like, oh, damn it, every time. Yeah. Or a pool noodle. Oh, is it that pipe, the lagging you can get around piping that's got the hole up it at the end? Maybe I'll get a piece of that and just wrap around the legs. Okay, there we go. So this is a super quick block because it is all chain piecing. There we go. And all from a jelly roll. In fact, your background fabric, if you've got a solid jelly roll, you know, like one of the grunges or something like that, one of the junior jellies, you wouldn't even have to do any cutting with that then. You could just cut the other ones. Pipe lagging, yes, that's it. That's it. I need it. I need it to stop me knackering my knees up. I can be covered in bruises. There we go. Next one. Just work your way down this little lot. And the next one. I've got too many white squares here because I cut for 2 blocks. So there's another one. And then the last one. Right, is there, while I've got you all here, make yourself some quilted knee pads. That's a good plan. Just get myself like rugby tackled up, you know, or the kit on before I come in to sew. Has anybody got any suggestions of what they'd like to see over the next couple of weeks? Have you got a block that you've always wanted to have a go at, if you've got a technique that you would like me to, you know, show you, what do you fancy having a go at? Is there anything that you think, oh, do you know what? I wish they'd do a 1 o'clock on that. So back over here, my darlings. Remember, we will always take suggestions. Always take suggestions. You know, there we go. So I'm going to iron all of these out to the coloured fabric, not the background. So we're just going to set the stitches and then roll out. Set the stitches. Oh, come on. Roll it out and do that. So maybe I should do a 1 o'clock on some quilted knee pads. They'd be quite good if you were gardening, mind, wouldn't they? Some quilted knee pads. Put them on. Bit of extra padding so when you're kneeling down, because you always end up on the grass and it's just like, ow! There we go. Nearly there. Last one. Anybody up to anything interesting? So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to make sure that these are all going that way. So I'm going to put that one over there, and then we're going to nest that up and make that other little 4 patch. Okay, like that. And we're going to do that on all of them. Like that. And then take the other 2 over. So, back over here. Hey, Lindy Lou, how are you, darling? How are your hands? I hope that you are feeling a bit better, love. Right, just nest that one in like that, and then away we go. And we're gonna. So this block's nearly done. What's that been? And that was the cutting as well. It's a super quick block. You know, each block's not going to take you any time at all. So yeah, is there anything that you thought, oh, I've seen that, I'd love to have a little go at that? You know, is there a method or anything that you fancy us showing you? Or a pattern? Or is there a technique you've been like a bit scared of? Is there a project you fancy doing? Anybody got any suggestions for me? You're having a quiet day today. Oh, quiet day as in you just need to chill, Jean? Is that... You've had a busy weekend, mind, haven't you? You were down with us on the Tuffet. Lots of travel. Here we go. Nearly get to the last one. Okay. And right, we can start putting this together now. Nearly there. And we're done. Cathedral windows. All right, yeah, we have done a cathedral windows, but I can redo that one because there's lots of different ways of doing that. So yeah, absolutely. Jane, you in Waterstones and Sawbook on crumb quilting was made by it. Yeah, we can have a little look at crumb quilting. We've done Mile a Minute, which is very similar to crumb, but oh no, I need that. It's absolutely something we can revise, definitely. So there we go. Just iron that one out. Oh, could have done the little trick again. Never mind, I've ironed it now. But yeah, do that little trick as well on these. I'm being lazy, I'm not bothering now. You didn't get home till 8 PM on Sunday. Oh, Jean, that's a long old day, my darling. Long old travel, but I'm very glad you made the effort to come to see us. That was lush. Really nice. How to put an invisible zip in. Oh, I'd have to learn that one, but I'll give it a go. Keep thinking about Carpenter's Star, but I can't make my mind up about colours. Oh, we could talk about colours and patterns as well. That's always something we can look at. So now we can start building this one. So there's my centre just there. And I want to make sure that I've got my A block in like that. So that's going to touch the centre. So whatever fabric I used for A is going to go into the centre like that. Okay, and then my corners are going to go in so that the A doesn't touch, so that C touches. Okay, because otherwise you've just made a frame. Can you see if I put that one in, it would just be a frame. Okay, so you want to make sure that that one is. Oh no, that's going to really annoy me. I should have thought of that. Ooh, can I live with the fact that that stripe, some of them are horizontal? I can, because they're opposites. Got 2 horizontals, 2 verticals. I can live with that. That's fine. I don't mind that. I was gonna have a little paddy then if only one of them had gone wrong. We spent a few months in crew, a few hours in crew as hubby wanted to go to the Heritage Railway. Oh, nice. Oh, lovely. Right, we're going to put this together now, so we're going to do this into rows. So, like that and like that, like that. So, first things first, right sides together. Now, this is where you might be annoyed that you've ironed it one way, and you can always iron it towards the end. So, if I've ironed it that way and I want the seam to go this way, so I'm going to flip that over. And I'm going to pin it, because then I'll iron it the opposite way in a moment, just so that I can nest it. And then that one's going to go on like that. So I'm going to do that bottom row first. Over we go. Like that. And sew this one down. That's the trouble with, I love stripes, as you guys all know, but the trouble with stripes is that sometimes they go the wrong way. You've got to think about it a bit more, and I didn't think about it. I could have turned that thing so they were all going, turned the block, couldn't I? If I'd done it first and worked it out. And then this one's going to go on like that. So right sides together. And, oh, that's nice. That seems the right way. So like that. I will write this one up as a little pattern and just put it into the digital download of blocks, just so that you can make it, because this is a really quick one to do with the jelly. Really, really quick to do with the jelly. So that's my bottom row. I'm going to put that aside. I'm going to grab my middle row. So again, I'm just making sure that my A is going into the centre. So like that. There we go, line that one up. There's nothing to nest there because that's a nice straight seam, so that's always handy. Go down that side, and on the other side. So did anybody else do anything interesting on the weekend? Anybody doing anything today? Or are you in work? Or are you just chilling like Jean? There's my centre block done. Carpenter Star is lovely actually. We'll have a little look at Carpenter Star. I might do that as like a 7 o'clock one, and then this is my top row. So again, just making sure that it's in the right place. Ooh, that one's going to nest nicely, which is good. We'll have a look at Carpenter Star because, particularly on how to plan it out as well. Maybe we'll do a little bit of a colour therapy session on that one. That might be a colour therapy. That's something completely different. Colour theory is what I was thinking. And how to look at blocks and decide maybe what colours need to go. We could do that. That's quite an interesting way of looking at it. And then that one's going to go on there, and that's going the wrong way, so I'm going to have to flip that one over that seam like that. Put a pin in to hold it down until I can iron it. I've been having an iron about doing another quilt along. If anybody fancies that. Does anybody fancy a new quilt along? Maybe starting it at end of May, beginning of June. And we'll do it across like over a sort of 6 weeks where we'll do an evening session. Okay, so there's my top one done. Let's go back over here. We can iron all these now. Now I would iron them towards these pieces because of the bulk. Okay, this bigger piece here. So I'm going to iron it in that way, like that, and in that way. There we go. So that's the top row. The middle one, I'm going to iron them out that way, and again this will mean it will nest nicely. There we go, and then the bottom one is going to go in again towards that yellow fabric. There we go. And now we can put these together. So I'm going to nest these up. So that will go in like that. Wherever possible, nest these seams. So I know that those are going to go. And this is one of the times I would use pins because I want these points to be really nice and neat, or as neat as I can be anyway. There we go. Would love another quilt along. Brilliant. Okay, yeah, we'll do that. Yes, 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 yes. Brilliant. Okay, I have been working on a little idea, so I will carry on working on that. and we'll do another quilt along. Are there any particular techniques you would like to see in the quilt along? Would you like there to be a bit more applique in it? Would you like there to be foundation piecing? Would you prefer just all piecing like this? You know, let me know. You know, because there's, you know, if as I'm working on the elements of it, that I can add bits in. So I'm going to stitch this one down now. You've never done a quilt along, sounds lovely. It's really nice, lovely. We tend to do it over a few weeks, and maybe with like 2 weeks in between to give you a chance to do the work and stuff. But then the videos do always stay on our Facebook page and YouTube channel, so you can watch them at any time. But we've done a few now, haven't we, guys? So yeah, that's a really nice block to say. Oh, thanks, Heather. Yeah, this is a real quick one as well. It's a really, if you've got a quick quilt to make, or you don't want anything overly difficult, but it does look when you put it together like you've done a lot of work, which I quite liked. Okay, I'm just going to very quickly iron that one out. So pins out on there, back over here. Again, we're going to press it out to that bigger bit to stop as much of the bulk as possible. So just smooth it first the way you want it to go on a longer seam, and then gently press out. Okay, this one's going together nice and flat, which is lovely. And then we can put this one down here like that. So again, I'm going to do exactly the same. Make sure as many of them are nested as possible. You'd love to try applique. Okay, we could maybe do some, you know, maybe some pieced blocks which add applique to them, or the, you know, maybe the corners have some applique. Not so that it's all applique, but we can, yeah, maybe do some applique as well in it. There we go. I had one half written all ready for Christmas, and I just ran out of time last year, so I'm definitely, it's a really pretty Christmas quilt. I'm really pleased with the design. We're definitely going to do that. That'll be like a September one. Now I've actually got the pattern done. It was, the quilt maths wasn't working, it was annoying me, and then I ran out of time to actually get it sorted. So there we go, like that, and we're going to go all the way along there. Foundation piecing. You'd like to try a little bit of foundation piecing as well. Okay. Oh, not that one. Ha! That was me in the middle, wasn't it? It's all right. It's the numbers have changed. I said to Sarah, the numbers have all changed on the cameras. She's like, you know, I'm not going to cope with that. That's going to completely make my brain go bleh. So I'm going to try and put them back to the normal numbers tomorrow, tonight rather, before she comes on. Drew sent me a little like cheat sheet, so I'm going to try and do that this evening. There we go, and that's the block finished, my lovelies. So we could definitely do a little bit of foundation piecing in with a little bit of applique, you know, a bit of a mixed technique quilt along. I can work on that for you guys, and then maybe, yeah, start it maybe end of May, beginning of June, because you've got to give me time to actually make one. There we go, my loves. Right, give that a final press out, and that's the block done. So I'm going to move this out of the way so you can see. You can see that you've got that there, which is your A, and it's echoed up here. You've got your B's there, your C's. Now ignore the fact that they go opposite ways. I'm not going to go with it. But the thing, it comes out at 12.5 inches. But the thing I liked about this is when you put them together, you get all these lovely secondary patterns happening. So I'm hoping you guys can see this. I don't know how much I can play with this. So you get these lovely little, hang on, if I move that up a bit like that. I'm trying to get this in shot for you. You'll end, well, obviously when I do another one, you'll get these lovely little 4 patches happening here. You get these lovely little runs of fabric, and then the white will actually end up almost making, looks like almost like a daisy. You imagine, oh, where's those other white squares gone? Oh, there they are. So you imagine if I had another white one in there and a white one in there, and then you'd have a little coloured piece in there, wouldn't you? I haven't got another one, but you can see you can make these little ones when you put them together. It looks like you've done a lot of cutting and bits, but actually by varying them, so you see that this was my A, the green was my A this time, the grey was my A on this, The yellow was my A on this one. So, you know, use your jelly roller, because what you've got left of your jelly roll, like this one bit that I've got left from this one, that will do the centre of another block. Okay, so use up all these little pieces in other blocks in the centres. In fact, actually, that would also make those as well. You've got enough there to do 4 of those. So, you know, you'll easily, in fact, you might get more than that. I worked out you'd easily get 24 of these blocks out of a jelly roll. So, nice and simple to make. I will finish writing up the pattern tonight. I did all the graphics last night, and I will just half the writing, but it was like nearly midnight and I was like, I need to go to sleep. So really lovely one to use up a jelly roll, which is why I've popped the jelly rolls on, where are we, over here, hey, which is why I put the jelly rolls on 20% on the website. It's from 1 o'clock today. It's already live. If you want a jelly, go and have a look before they're gone. Until 1 o'clock tomorrow, and I'm going to take it off. Okay, so you lovely block. Ah, it's a lovely block. Thank you, my darlings. Yeah, really nice little easy one. Nice to have a little go at. And I will. That's it for me today. Got nothing else to tell you. If you weren't on last night and you're on the April retreat, don't forget to do your meal menu choices, please, because we need them ASAP. So. Yeah, make sure you do those for us as soon as you can, please, my darlings. And that's it. I won't see you tomorrow. Sarah will see you tomorrow. And she is making a really easy little reversible tote bag, which is brilliant if for a beginner sewer, if you're teaching someone to sew. Maybe you're teaching a daughter, a granddaughter, whatever. A really nice, easy little project. And then I will be back next week. What weekend is it? Yeah, I'll be back next Tuesday. I was thinking it was Easter weekend, but it's not. That's the following week. So yeah, I will be back next Tuesday, Wednesday. So have a lush weekend from me, and I will see you real soon. Bye.